Hello, and welcome to our tutorials for working with Finesse Gadget Designer. In this video, I'll demonstrate how to populate a data grid from our data using a service created by Java classes. For our demo, we'll first drag a button and a data grid onto a frame on our canvas. We'll resize the data grid and change the label and the component ID of the buttons. We'll name the new button as Load Data and change the component ID to match. We've already created a service called the ShowData service, which was created using the SQLite JDBC class and uses its ShowData method. If we look at the Java code of our class, we can see that our ShowData method returns an object. And this object consists of three fields: status, message, and data field. We are only interested in the data, which refers to the actual data of our employee class. So, we'll need to fire an event on our button click. Select our button and create a manual event for this. Go to Events, double-click on Manual Events, and we'll name our event Load Employee Data. Click on Add Item and save. On button click, we'll fire a manual event. So select Fire Event, and over on the right, select the manual event we've created and click Save. Now, when this event is fired, the data grid requests the service. So select the data grid, click the Add button under the Actions tab, and select Manual Events from the list of events. For the trigger, Load Employee Event, we need to request a service. In the configuration column on the right, we see there is an option called Service Type, so let's select the type of service we're using. Out of the four types listed, Java Service, Database Service, REST Service, and JavaScript Service, we're using Java Service, so select that. Now, we need to select which Java service we're using, so we'll select our ShowData service that we created and click Save. Again, the request service returns an object result, so we need to use that return as a trigger to fill the data into the grid. So, we select Fill Data Action. In the configuration, we need to set a filter key which should correspond with the object name that is returned by your service, which in our case is called Data. So, enter data into this field and click on Save. If we now publish our project, we can see how it appears in our output. Here we have a button and an empty data grid. Once we click on Load Data, it loads the complete table into my data grid. Suppose I don't want the complete data grid, and I only need the name, address, and salary. Well, we can do this as well. In order to only show the three fields that we need into the data grid, we need to go to the Properties tab, and from the Advanced section, click on the Columns button. In these columns, we need to mention the name of the class fields we want to display. We said we wanted name, so we'll enter name here, and click Add. We wanted address, so do the same, and click Add. And the last field we needed was salary, so enter salary, and click Add. Once you click OK, you see our three fields in our data grid. If we publish our project and refresh the window, we can see that when we click on Load Data, only name, address, and salary loads instead of all the fields of the class. And this is how we can dynamically load data into a data grid using services derived from Java classes in Finesse Gadget Designer. Thank you for watching.